I decided to doge your budget. That's how Representative Moskowitz just roasted a $4 billion GOP spending plan, cutting waste, exposing absurd bonuses, and schooling Congress on fiscal responsibility, all in one fiery hearing.
All right, thank you, Mr. Chairman. All right, Judiciary After Dark. So 100 days into the administration, Mr. Chairman, the golden age. Some are saying, many perhaps, that even William Henry Harrison had a better 100 days. But I want to talk about the economy, because that will explain my amendments. Goldman Sachs is now saying the United States will have the lowest economic growth and the highest inflation of any developed country, all related to tariffs. The Dow's down 3,000 points. Consumer sentiment has fallen 32% since Trump took office, the largest decline since the 90s. And then, there's this, Trump in January 29, 2024, after inauguration, says, this is the Trump stock market. It's his stock market. And then on April 30th, something happened, and he says, this is Biden's stock market, not Trump's. So anyway, and then today, what he said was even more interesting. He said, and even the next quarter, that will sort of be Biden's also, kind of telling us that it's going to get worse. So, Mr. Chairman, listen, in the spirit of DOGE, I present to you 4 amendments that have over $900 million, some people would say that's $1 billion, okay, of savings to the American people. I decided to DOGE your budget. Even though the DOGE caucus in Congress is dead, it met twice, I know, I was there. It did nothing, it was never included. Instead, what we got was a executive branch DOGE program that fell 80% lower than their goal. They left the E out in DOGE. They didn't do anything that was efficient. They've not helped government become more efficient, just the dog part. And so what I did, Mr. Chairman, is I used the exact same metric that Elon Musk used. I just made it up. So let's just go with page 70, okay? On page 70, you want to put $700 million into the IT budget. I propose we make that $600 million. Save the American people $100 million. $600 million for computers, Mr. Chairman, sounds like a lot of money. My next amendment in there is on page 75. You guys want to spend $1.3 billion to hire lawyers. You guys starting a law firm? I mean, didn't Trump get billions of dollars of pro bono work out of all of the law firms? So what I propose, Mr. Chairman, is instead of $1.3 billion, we just spend $1 billion. How about $1 billion on lawyers? That sounds like a lot of money, $1 billion on lawyers. New cars. Homeland needs new cars. So you guys want to spend $250 million on new cars. I propose $125 million. Feel like they could probably get away with $125 million in new cars, not $250. I know cars are more expensive because of the tariffs, but at the end of the day, I feel like $125 million is a lot of money. And then this one's my favorite. I don't know if you know this, but you guys have $858 million, again, almost $1 billion, okay, of money to give out bonuses to people. And so listen, bonuses are great when people do good work, but $858 million sounds like a lot of money. That's like a $40,000 bonus to every employee in all of ICE. So how about $500 million? How about $500 million for bonuses? Okay, we can do this together. We can show the American people there's a little bit of waste here, So I can help you capture, Mr. Chairman, $903 million. We can save $1 billion together. Show the American people we're serious.
Will the gentleman yield for a question?
Of course I will.
You raise a profoundly serious point in your inimitable way, Mr. Moskowitz. The bonuses, that is a huge bonus budget.
Yeah.
What does that work out? Have you done the math to see what that works out in terms of bonus per ICE employee?
$42,000 for every employee in a bonus, in addition to their salary.
A $42,000 bonus?
Yeah, $42,000. And because you and I sometimes are symbiotic, you're probably going to ask me, what is the average bonus for the American worker in this country?
Do you know what that is?
It's $2,500.
That's the average Christmas bonus is $2,500?
The average Christmas bonus, because Christmas is back, the average Christmas bonus is $2,500, but they want to give $42,000. And what I would suggest in my amendment is instead of $42,000, they get $25,000. That sounds like a lot of money.
Well, it seems to me you've probably hit upon the one thing we really could effectuate a compromise on, although I don't know that we're going to be able to talk to them about it, but maybe they'll just vote for it.
I mean, listen, if no one there wants to talk, bring in Comer. He'll definitely talk to me.
When Representative Moskowitz stood up in that hearing room, he didn't just critique the budget, he dismantled it with wit and precision. This wasn't dry numbers talk. This was a masterclass in holding lawmakers accountable while making it clear that government waste isn't just an abstract problem. It affects every American taxpayer. From the outset, Moskowitz set the tone. He opened with a historical jab, comparing the first 100 days of the administration to William Henry Harrison, immediately signaling that this wasn't going to be a polite exchange. Then he laid out the economic backdrop: low growth, high inflation, and a stock market that, in his words, belonged to one president one day and another the next. It was chaotic, and he tied that chaos directly to the reckless spending habits he was about to expose. And then came the genius part: the DOGE budget. Moskowitz, with his characteristic humor, framed his amendments as doging the budget, slashing nearly $1 billion in waste using what he jokingly called the exact same metric Elon Musk used, though he admitted he made it up. It was brilliant theater, but underneath the comedy was a sharp lesson in fiscal responsibility. He didn't just talk about numbers, he contextualized what each line item meant for taxpayers. $700 million for IT? Moskowitz suggested trimming it to $600 million, saving $100 million. $1.3 billion for lawyers? Bring it down to $1 billion. New cars for the department? Cut it in half. Bonuses for ICE employees? He broke down the absurdity: $42,000 per employee when the average American Christmas bonus is $2,500. His solution, $25,000. Still generous, but reasonable, and a clear signal to Congress that fiscal discipline matters. Through humor and relatability, Moskowitz educated the audience on how government budgets actually work. He made abstract numbers tangible. Each dollar, each line item was connected to real consequences: taxpayer money, workforce incentives, and public accountability. By framing it as a negotiation, a shared effort to save $1 billion together, he emphasized that reform doesn't need to be combative. It needs to be precise, thoughtful, and intentional. But the brilliance of this moment wasn't just in the numbers. It was in how Moskowitz used wit as a weapon against bureaucratic excess. Calling it the DOGE budget wasn't just funny. It was a metaphor for how detached and performative some spending decisions can be. He used humor to disarm, but also to educate. And as he walked through the numbers, the absurdity of overspending became impossible to ignore. This hearing reminds us that budget oversight is more than numbers on a page. It's about accountability, priorities, and the responsibility to use public funds wisely. Moskowitz showed that you can challenge excess with both rigor and personality, making government transparency accessible to everyone watching. If you're paying attention, there's a lesson here. Humor doesn't diminish seriousness. Precision doesn't make it boring. And accountability isn't just a bureaucratic obligation. It's a duty to every American who funds the government through their labor and taxes. Moskowitz didn't just speak to Congress that day, he spoke to the country. Like and subscribe to Left Lens for more commentary that breaks down government, spending, and policy in ways that actually make sense.